Okay, there's my bridge that I built. Let me zoom in on it. I hadn't swept it off yet. I'll sweep it off and then you'll be able to see it better. Okay. Now that looks a little better. I swept it off some. I'll give you a close-up of it. I'll move in closer. Let you get a better look at it. Built out of cross ties. And it's about a foot to a little more than a foot drop. That ditch right there drains the upper side of the pasture and drains into the lower pasture. These cross ties are pretty heavy. I put in 2 new ones there, and I had a spare there, and that one right there was a spare. And I put in 2 new ones there. I had one new one over here. I think this is a new one right here. And then I used a broken tie to piece in this middle, because I've got 2 tricycle gear tractors, and I always had to turn and get the front wheel go over that way, and had to turn and come back across to get those back wheels on the bridge. But now it's wide enough. I added an extra on the outside up there on the upper side. I'm going to replace that little outside there. I don't trust it all that much. But that was the work I did over the past week. A lot of hard digging. That's some mighty hard stuff. It's got chert base and gravel. Road came in through there. I need to scrape that down and put new gravel all the way down. Got to order a 28 to 29 ton load when I do a tri-axle dump. Because a single axle or double axle dump won't bring enough to do anything with. I've just about used up my gravel pile there and the one down there. Yeah, I was going to put this on the tail end of the video, but I think I'll put this on at the front of the video. Because I'm so disappointed with my guitar playing. I was doing good, and then the next night I go up there to shoot some video, and my playing is so off. I don't know what the problem is. One day I can play okay, and the next day I can hardly hit the right note. But I'm still having trouble with my speech, and that is so frustrating that I can't talk playing anymore. It's hard to do videos when you can't talk. And I never liked those with no talking and explanation of what's going on. Watching them do finger shaking and pointing and all that stuff. If they can speak, speak, good grief. Don't wait till they get like me. My tongue is all thick and uncoordinated. My speech got pretty good, and then I think I may have had another mild stroke. Because that bottle of water almost killed me, and it did cause a stroke. Because anytime you interrupt the blood flow with something that powerful, it can really mess you up. But I've been playing the banjo pretty good. I started to just pick up the banjo and play it. But after I shot the video, I went over and picked up the banjo, and it was all messed up too. I couldn't do the kind of runs I was doing over the past week. And I just can't seem to get coordinated when I'm doing good. I never have the camera set up ready to film. But bear with me on what playing I did do. But I wanted to demonstrate that purple Bullfighter guitar. I've had so much happen that and I did put a new coil and plug wire and boot on the 4 and 1 and 4 on the Toyota, and it smoothed out quite a bit, but I ran the code. It was so bad on that one that the code came up that it was a total misfire on 1 and 4. And after I replaced that coil, it got better. So I think now I'm going to just go ahead and get a set of plugs and order 2 more coils and do the whole thing, because it random misfires. So it's misfiring on the other cylinders. And I think when that thing got hot and all that water, it burned holes in the boot, because that boot on that number 4, it looked like you'd taken a hacksaw to it or a blowtorch. It was tore all to pieces on the side. So it was arcing over, and that's what the others were doing too. They're firing some, but it picked up a lot more power. I didn't drive it, but it's running a whole lot better, but I need it to be firing on all cylinders. But I think that problem is solved. I hope so. I missed my Toyota. It was a workhorse. It pulled a 3,600 pound boat and a 1,000-pound trailer over that big mountain that they hang glide off of up in Dauphin, Tennessee. And that's quite a pull. But it went 35 miles an hour up that thing. Didn't hesitate. It's pulled some loads, and it's been a good vehicle. Well, old and crackadated, I got to go down and dig some foundations and put down my blocks with the bolts. And I may go ahead and film that little part after I dig the holes and get the concrete poured and show how I set the blocks. Oh, shucks. Knocking stuff everywhere. Oh, Oh, well, old and crackadated. If it can go wrong, it has. But this is that Bullfighter guitar I never did. I really like these Bullfighter guitars. The fretboards are good on them. This one, I didn't have to do anything to it at all when I got it. I think I may have gone maybe a quarter turn on the every one of the Bullfighter guitars I got were really good. And of course I love playing this little Boss Mini X. Super good amplifier. And I'm getting just a little bit more movement in my fingers. been playing some on the banjo to try to get my fingers nimbled up again. Well, what I was making this little video for, this computer I had for, this was my backup for editing videos. And for about 3 weeks, I'd hit the on button to that thing and it would not come on at all. And I don't know what was wrong with it. But and there it is, dead again. But I ordered a new computer, got one with twice as much memory and everything, and much better computer. And I went downstairs and I ordered it, and I came back up here, opened this one up, hit the button, the thing came right on, and I was able to use it. I was going to turn it on then. I don't know what the problem is. I may not have it plugged in. Yeah, it's plugged in all right. I guess it's just going to work when it wants to. I don't know what the problem is with it. But anyway, it was working fine the other day. I don't know if it's ever going to work again right. Maybe I should have never turned it off. And I got the hydraulic lines fixed on my little termite backhoe. I was going to do some digging with it and get a place leveled out for a turnaround inside the fence. And I lifted up the bucket and tilted it, and when I did, the line blew out and just covered me up and the whole termite with hydraulic fluid. But I was able to use the backhoe on it okay to get a little stuff done I needed to do, and but I just couldn't articulate the bucket. As long as I didn't use it, didn't spray any fluid out. And I was going to get the bridge down there finished, replace cross ties, and I ended up having to do that the old-fashioned method. Tug and pry. Lift up one end at a time with the cross ties and get them in place. But I put in some new cross ties and filled in the gap in the middle this time and got it finished. I'll shoot a little video on that tomorrow before I put this out. Show you what I've done down there. And I finally figured out that the Toyota don't have a blown head gasket. When it overheated and all that water spraying all in the hood, it fried one of my coils, and the other two are hit and miss. But I went ahead and replaced one of the coils, and the spark plug boot and wire that it controls on the other side of the motor. Because when I pulled that boot off of there, that thing was broken all to pieces. You can see where the sparks had been arcing off on the block instead of firing the plug. Well, it ran some better, but I ran the code on it because I found my old code reader, which was a better one than the new one I bought not long ago. So I read the code on it, and it showed that number 1 and 4 cylinders were totally not firing at all. So I got that replaced. It ran some better, but it's showing misfiring intermittently on the others. So I'm going to have to replace the 2 control coils and one on the other side. I'll go ahead and do the plugs while I'm at it. And then my Toyota will be back on the road. Well, that's all I was going to do. I was going to play some banjo, but I'm so tired. I've been working hard. Ben kept getting out of the fence. I go out there at night to feed him. He'd be outside the fence. I had to let him in the gate. And in the morning he'd be out. He couldn't get back in. Well, I worked on the fence all day long, putting barbed wire on the top on this back where I hadn't put any. I did it all the way around the front, but I thought he was getting out over some weak places in the fence. I worked all morning on that. And then I find a hole in the side wall of my building. He had torn a hole through that tar board. The siding on it had already crumbled, and he tore that off and tore a hole through and went out the other side where the possums had made a hole in the wall over there. He was going through the building. So I boarded that up, and that's kept him in the yard. But I'll shoot some more video on the bridge down there and then put this out. Well, old&crackadated. And of course I've been talking good all day, and it's gotten all tongue-tied tonight before I did the video. Well, I'll get that little part done. On that rifle, I said Remington instead of Marlin. It's a Marlin Model 60. Correction on that. I'll just show you one of my other guns that I've got. It's a Remington Model 60 in stainless. And the thing had been, it's got some corrosion on it here and here and here. I reckon where the mice must have peed on it. But I put this scope on it, and I hadn't zeroed it yet, but it shoots really good. I've had this thing all 12, 13 years, I guess, but I fired enough through it to see that it worked good and no malfunctions at all. I don't know how old it is, but the Model 60 I don't think's been made in a long time. But it's the tube magazine. All the new stuff has got magazine fed, but this is a tube magazine under the barrel. Nice shooting little gun. I've got to take it over my other place and zero the scope on it. It's close, but I still need to zero it. Well, I'll try to do the bridge in the morning. Show you that.